name's Beckel. I've been teaching yoga in Istanbul for the last 6 years. My training is in Anusara Yoga. I trained with Chris Chavez. So while I was there, I taught Anusara classes, Hatha yoga classes, power classes, vinyasa classes, pranayama and meditation classes, all of different lengths, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes. I studied with Chris Chavez. I also studied Insight Mindfulness and Yin Yoga with Sarah Powers. I also started my 300-hour with Clara Robert Oss in Lila Vinyasa Yoga. I'm also currently studying somatic experiencing here in San Diego at the Somatic Experiencing Trauma Institute. And let's go ahead and start. So sit up on something so that your hips and your knees, are lower than your hips. And then come to a comfortable seat. Let your spine be long. Let your hands rest on your thighs, or you can keep them in your lap if that's more comfortable for you. And I'd like to start class with a quote. This is from Prema Children. Compassion practice is daring. It involves learning to relax and allow ourselves to move gently towards what scares us. The trick in doing this is to stay with emotional distress without tightening into aversion, to let fear soften us rather than harden us into resistance. Go ahead and take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we'll just start with a minute of Nadi Shodhana. So you can look up here. Take your peace fingers, and you can either lower them down to the root of your thumb, or you can bring them together right in between your eyebrows. This is more comfortable if you're just starting this practice. More traditional is to just bring them right down to the root. You'll use the very tips of your ring finger and thumb finger, and really gently you'll press on your nose just below the bone, right? If you feel at the bottom of the bone, there's a little space. You're just gently going to press, barely any pressure, so you're not jamming your thumb against your nose. Right. So we'll just do a minute of this. Go ahead and bring your fingers up. Rest your fingers on your nose. Close your eyes. And with your right thumb, gently close your right nostril and inhale through left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue on your own. You can let the lengths of the breath be longer, but just make sure you match the inhales and the exhales. This is a breath that is calming, balancing. It's good to practice any time of day. Take one more round, and the next time you exhale through your left nostril, let your hands come to rest on your right knee. And take a gentle breath in through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. And then as you inhale, gently let your eyes open. Keep your gaze soft. And then come to stand in Tadasana at the front of your mat. Move everything out of the way. Okay. So standing in Tadasana with your feet hip distance, so your heels right under your sit bones, and then point your toes straight forward. And then make your legs strong. Lift your toes. Set them down so that you can see the color of the mat underneath, in between the toes. Gently squeeze your knees. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands to the floor. If your hamstrings are tight, feel free to bend your knees, no problem. Relax your head and your neck. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in. Place your hands, step back plank pose. Find the middle of your wrists in line with the outer edges of your shoulders. Press your hands and feet into the floor, make your legs strong, And then broaden your collarbones, reach forward with your breastbone and back with your heels. Bend your elbows, chaturanga, shoulders and elbows in line. Lower your hips to the floor, untuck your toes, press 10 toes into the floor. Inhale, curl your heart forward, shoulders up and back. Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, lower yourself down to the floor. Tuck your toes, keep your fingers steady. Lift up plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Hold here, 5 breaths. Press your palms down and forward. Stretch your fingers forward. Feel strong in your arms. Wrap your triceps towards each other and feel your upper back broaden. Stretch your heels to the floor. And spread your toes a little bit. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees, step and jump forward. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Stretch your pubic bone and breastbone away from each other. And exhale, fold down. Bring your hands to your hips. Strong legs. Inhale, come on up. Press down through your heels. Exhale, release your hands. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Sweep your arms up. Keep the weight in your heels again. Send your tailbone down. Use your legs to stretch your spine. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your knees, place your palms. You're going to jump back, chaturanga. Please bend your elbows as you jump. And then roll forward over the toes, upward facing. And then back to downward facing dog. Again, hug your arms towards each other. Keep your legs strong. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward, left heel to the floor. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Warrior one. Try to keep your hips pointing forward. Exhale, hands to the floor. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel to the floor, hips point forward. Stretch your arms straight up. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Step back plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take a breath in. And out. Lift your heels, look forward. Bend your knees, float forward. Inhale, lengthen your chest. Forward. And exhale, fold down. Press through your heels, bend your knees, inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, Tadasana. Release your hands, and now stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. And then bend your knees all the way, come to sit for Ashtavakrasana, arm balance. Okay, so to do this, you're gonna take your your right foot with your left hand, make a C with your right hand and hold your calf. And then just move the knee back and forth a little bit just to get some juiciness in your joints. And then take your right leg, swing it up over your shoulder. Anywhere over your elbow is good. 2 things to do here. Hug the knee in towards the midline so the leg doesn't fall off your arm. Another thing is to protect your shoulder, press the shoulder back so your shoulder blades draw towards your spine. Your leg is big and heavy and it's gonna wanna pull your shoulder forward. That's not good for you, so resist that. Okay. Fingers point forward. So your hands are in chaturanga. All arm balances, arms are like chaturanga. Left leg's gonna come on top of the right. Squeeze your knees towards each other. Right? This leg, it's gonna wanna be in shavasana, and that makes the pose really heavy. It's hard to do. So hug the legs together, energy in the legs. Look forward so you know where you're going. Press your hands down. Squeeze your legs. Squeeze, 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 squeeze out to the side. And then inhale, come up. Good. Next pose, place your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and step your right shin forward. We're coming for Ekapada Rajkapotasana pose. So I recommend for this, bringing your front heel near the opposite hip, because this pose is more about back bending, less about opening the hip. Right hand's gonna come to the floor in front of your right shin, bend your left knee, and your options for this are you can hold the back of the foot and just take Bakasana, bringing the heel just to hug the outside edge of your left hip. Your second option is to draw the foot in towards your elbow. Turn the left fingertips up. Kind of hook your toes on that elbow. Hug in, hug your knees in so your hips stay parallel to the front. Reach your right arm up and over. This is mermaid pose. My knees are hugging in towards each other so it's stable at the base. Your third option is to reach behind. So with your left hand like you're holding a tray, reach behind for the foot. The elbow is gonna draw the foot in. You also use your hamstrings. Hug your knees in. Your elbow's gonna swing out and up, and forward a little bit. Right? Your legs hug together. Spine's gonna reach up. Elbow goes up and out. Take your right arm, reach it up and back for your foot. Again, I pull the foot with my hands. I lift my spine up and then I let back. Try to come out slowly. Both hands to the floor. And then stretch back, down facing. Go ahead and bring your knees to the floor. Okay, the next pose we'll do is the shoulder stand. I like to use blankets for a shoulder stand, particularly if you're just beginning. If you've been practicing without, then not necessary. We're using towels. Place your towels on the top. Slide, spin that over. And then you're gonna sit on the edge. Place your elbows by your side, head on the floor. Roll your legs up and over. Stay looking up at the ceiling. Press your shoulders down. Come out, bend your knees. Lower your hands to the floor. And release. Last pose is a restorative pose. I'm going to keep my blankets here, add a pillow, and then press my roll up mat so it's on an angle. Sit about 6 inches in front of it. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Lie your spine back on the mat, hands to the side, and rest. Stay there as long as you like.